Ciao everybody, Katerina here. Welcome to my home. Tomorrow my husband and I have been invited to a brunch and I've decided I'm going to bring pumpkin cookies. Delicious. Perfect time of year. Now let's get started. Pumpkin cookies. This is what we will be preparing today. Delicious. Test results, all your ingredients have to be at room temperature. We're going to start with preparing the wet ingredients. Half a cup of unsalted butter. Whip up the butter for a minute or so. Half a cup of granulated sugar. 1 cup of brown sugar. This is a really good 3-4 minute beating at medium speed. The sugars are beating. 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. I'm just going to eyeball it. Give it a good mix. And add it to my sugars. And our final wet ingredient, the star of our show, 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Wonderful. Thorough mix. Now it's time for a scrape down. We want to make sure that everything is incorporated evenly. And don't forget the bottom. My wet ingredients is done. Now we can start with the dry. Prepared all my wonderful spices for this cookie. We're going to start off with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. I know it's too soon, but the fragrance is incredible. We're going to give this a really good mix. We're ready to incorporate the dry to the wet, a tablespoon at a time. On stir, you don't want to overmix. Wonderful. Everything has combined beautifully. I'm just going to do a scrape down. I divided the cookie dough in 3 portions. It is an extremely soft dough, so it really does need 2 hours in the refrigerator. In the meantime, I'm going to take my little paw baby for a beautiful walk on this glorious autumn day. How beautiful. I'm walking my dog, and I tell you, we live in one of the prettiest neighborhoods in Ontario. You know, I just love walking through my neighborhood. Just love it. My little fur baby and myself, we just got back from our walk. We had such a wonderful time. We stopped for a donut. And now I am forming my pumpkin cookies. Use a 2 tablespoon scooper. Roll the cookies and on my tray. Now preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. First batch is ready for the oven. We're going to bake these for 10 to 11 minutes. My batch of pumpkin cookies are done, and I'm going to say it, if you could only smell my kitchen. I'm going to place these on a drying rack, and in the meantime, we're going to prepare the glaze. 1.5 cups of icing sugar, tablespoons of buttermilk, tablespoon of pumpkin puree, 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. I love this aroma. We're just going to whip this. That's it. Place a parchment paper underneath your rack. This will catch all the excess icing. Add an additional teaspoon of buttermilk because I wanted it a little bit more fluid. And now all I'm doing is just crisscrossing through the cookies. This is how I'm going to ice them. Look how gorgeous they look. I'm finished drizzling the glaze on top of my pumpkin cookie. I'm going to allow it to dry and then I'm going to taste one for you. There's nothing like pumpkin cookies baking in your kitchen. The aroma is wonderful. I'm going to taste one for you. They baked off perfectly. Tomorrow, these cookies are going to be a hit. Thank you so much for joining me today, and it's Katerina from My Home to Yours. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all a wonderful fall season. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. And don't forget to hit your like button. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel and share my recipes. Oh my goodness.